In 2011, my son Jesse and I lured some gang members that they hadn't even jumped bail yet. It was November 22nd. These boys' court, Juco's court was going to come up on December 3rd. And his girl had come to my house crying that his mother put up her restaurant and she put up her name and he's going to take off to Mexico without them. And I leave him holding the bag. So the thug in me, I'll go talk to him. I'll talk about this. If he gets rough, I'll slap him, wherever. Yeah, it turned, that was the worst thing I had to do is get involved with bounty hunting. Anyways, found some people that knew him, confirmed that, yeah, that is Winnie's boyfriend. Yeah, he is planning on jumping bail. We lured him over the house with under the pretense that he could. Well, first, I had him call him and tell him that I heard about him and I'll front him a bunch of drugs. I didn't actually have any drugs, and I never had drugs around my son Jesse or Jordan. But then he said he had plenty. He's just trying to get rid of what he got. So I had him call him back and tell him I'll buy everything he's got. He said, he's just got heroin. So I said, I'll buy the heroin, whatever you got, if you get here right now. So they came over. And what was, looking back at it now, what was sickening is I never let people do hard drugs around my son. I never let them see him. He smoked pot, and I would never smoke pot with him. I would not do drugs with my son, ever. That was, and he thought that was weird. I smoke pot with other people, but not with him. No, you're my son. And definitely not hard drugs. But here I am. I have my son sitting in a known dope house with a couple of strung out heroin users, foils and spoons and stuff sitting around. And in my mind, I thought, oh, we're doing something legal. This is okay. No, there's no way that that's okay to have your son in a house like that, even knowing anything like that. Those men came in, and they came in the door, 3 men, and the last one recognized me. Well, you named me by my brother. Said, Josh, what's up? What are you doing here? I said, no, Josh, it's Jeremiah. How do I know you? His eyes got big, and he took off. Bumped into the other guys. They said something in Spanish, and they all took off. And I heard footsteps run down the stairs, and I told my partner to look out the window. I said, that car they're driving. Thought we'd lost them. When they're coming over, the kid told me, they're hot-headed and they pack guns. And, well, yeah, that's obvious because they did drive-by shooting. So I told my son to go down and get the 2 bulletproof vests and put one on my partner and one on him, just in case things went bad. But man, things were already so far wrong. Just 1,000 times, 1,000 points I could have turned away, and this wouldn't have happened. Anyways, as my partner's looking out the window to see what kind of car they drive, I hear 2 guns slide in the hallway. I see the guns, wait here. Went in the hallway, wrestled with one of the guys, 4 shots. One of them hit me in the face. It shook me and took my vision for a minute. My son, because he's a hero, and he thought that if his dad's bulletproof, that I'd protect him through anything. He tackled the guy, shot his dad, rolled down the stairs. More gunshots went off downstairs, and my son was shot twice through both a vest. I couldn't give CPR because all the air went out the hole in my face. And he died there in my arms. I bled out, and I was kept in the hospital in a coma for I don't know how many days. And they told my mom I wouldn't make it, and but I did. And they thought there was going to be brain damage because the bullet was a hollow point fractured. But there's a little damage. I'm not all there all the time, but then I was talking to a detective, wanting to find these guys, wanting to get to them. I was telling them all the information I had. I wanted them to pick up the killers of my son. He was only concerned with me. He wanted a conviction on me. Yeah, I can't blame him. I mean, there's 100 things that I did that they knew I did that I got away with. I can't blame him. I mean, what he was doing, maybe what he was doing wasn't within the law, but I have to say it was right. I deserved prison. Especially after all my chances and going back to that kind of lifestyle, trying to go a slippery way around the back door. Anyways, I got picked up. I was held in jail, incommunicado, no visits, no phone, no mail. And I was ran through court in 60 days. I asked for to hire my own attorney, wasn't allowed to. It was a kind of crazy situation anyways. There's still another appeal coming. Some things were wrong. But my co-defendant perjured himself at trial, and I got 20 years straight time for attempted possession of narcotics, attempted robbery, and felon possession of a firearm. It was years later that my co-defendant came back, confessed to perjury, and other things unfolded. And anyways, right after I was convicted, I was trying to talk to the guy in the cell next to me because the other guys on that floor had phone privileges. But they didn't want me to have the phone because they didn't want me to talk to witnesses, which I can understand. The witnesses didn't show up to my other courts for reasons. But I was trying to, he had sent a letter out for me. I wanted him to ask my mom if she got that letter. It was from my younger son, Jordan. I was hoping it would give him some peace. I wanted him to know what me and Jesse wanted him to have. Everything that our business, our trucks, or everything, I wanted him to have and do what we wanted with it. And let him know that I was going to appeal it. And I felt pretty sure that I'd be in prison for a little while, but I'd get out on appeal. Anyways, as I'm trying to get the message to him, the hatch slides open and the light came in the cell. You're sitting in a dark isolation cell, that light gets kind of blinding. He opened the cell and there was Wendy Johansson, the chief of jail. Said, Winchester, get back on your bunk. Okay, I'm in trouble for trying to get a message out. And she said, your son Jordan shot himself in the head. Hand out all your clothes and bedding, anything. Let's see, have in your cell. If we hear anything more, we'll let you know. It was like a mule kicked me in the chest. I sat on the bed and my arm wouldn't hold me up. In my head, I still had some problems. I wasn't quite all there. The shooting just happened recently, and I was confused about a lot of things. When I went home from the hospital, I'd go out with 2 cups of coffee in the morning, look for my son to get the trucks ready to go work. And I'd look all over the property, and I wouldn't find my son. And in the shop, I'd end up in this one stack of tires. And that's where I'd wake up and realize that Jesse's gone. And I realized there was something wrong with my head when I went out there, and there's the tires got like 7 cups of coffee sitting on it. That's what had been happening for a number of days. I wasn't realizing things. But so with that messed up thinking, I thought that they were taking all my things and taking all my clothes, and just to make sure I was punished a little more, they put me on suicide watch. And every half hour, the guard would come by and open that window, and the light would come in, and the guard would look at me, and I thought they were mocking me. That's not what was happening. Anyways, I was sitting naked in the middle of that floor, and the concrete was cold, and I was just crying and crying until I didn't have any tears left, and everything poured out of me. Both my sons are killed because of my choices and actions. Both my sons are killed because of my addictions. I just cried out to God. I said, God, I've ruined everything. I've destroyed everything I touched. There's nothing good left in me. I said, if you're going to find some use for me, I'm yours. But my life's over. And in that cell, I felt I felt a surrounding warmth and comfort on me like a real physical hug. And I knew that there was consequences I had to pay, and there was some pain coming, but I knew I wasn't alone. And so from then, I tried to listen, tried to seek what God was trying to tell me. Because I know I have to listen real close, because doing it my own way, in the past, I always, if I got a good idea, hey, God, how about this? Follow me. No, I always screw everything up. So when I went to prison, I had some problems at Coyote Ridge. There's the Serenios that were the kids that shot my son. They escaped to Mexico. One of them got shot in the leg by my partner. When his brother was showing off about how he shot me, he shot his brother in the other leg on the couch while they're cauterizing one leg. He's still in Mexico. The younger brother got caught coming across the border. Arizona border. He was younger, and he didn't. And I really feel for that young man. He wouldn't be in prison today. He wouldn't be dealing with the life of my son on his hands. And maybe he would have got out of the gangs if I hadn't lured him to that house that day. I feel for his mother, who lost both her sons. And all of these are a result of my choices and actions.